This is Clemson running back Will Shipley.
Productive as a freshman, declares early, only 21 years old, catches passes, also has a power rushing background. This is the makeup of a sleeper type of running back. I think that he's going to be a pass down only type of guy, but I think that there's some development that needs to happen. He needs to get a little bit stronger, but it was just interesting that at Clemson, they would always run him up the middle. And then in glimpses, you can kind of see that his athletic traits are a little bit better than given credit for. The 4.4 speed was impressive, 38-inch vertical jump as well. So I just think that we're not giving him enough credit for maybe being a little bit more athletic than what his like yards after contact and broken tackles forced metrics look like, just because of how Clemson used him.
We never compare notes before this, but you and I have very similar ones. I'm with you in that he had 31 runs this past season of 8+ defenders in the box. That's almost unheard of with all these spread offenses that we see, and like really spread out offenses creating space at the college level. And that might be surprising given that he has 84 targets over the last 2 seasons, which is nutty for a running back prospect. But going back to the actual running aspect, because as you said, I think because of that receiving volume, he is being viewed as just a space back, just as an air back. I thought he was incredibly patient to follow blocks even into the heart of the defense. Like, coaches are going to love how he carries out the play design, almost similar to like Blake Corum in that way. Like, he will work through bodies, he will work through trash, he'll make cuts, slalom ski kind of in between these lanes in the heart of the defense, rather than just searching for the edges, searching for open space. Now, does that mean he's good on contact? I don't think so. But even that decisiveness might keep him on the field in more than just passing situations, because he's not a tell as a runner.
Yeah, he was kind of used like Austin Eckler at Clemson. Now, Austin Eckler went to the perfect landing spot, and that's why he became a fantasy football legend. We can't expect that for every single prospect, but he has just enough size, 206 pounds, and he has I think the requisite like vision or instincts or whatever you want to label that to kind of run between the tackles there, despite being primarily viewed as a pass catching back. I'm with you. The contact balance is by far his weakest point. And I'm not sure if that's something that could help with development. He is only 21 years old, 17th percentile BMI. I hope that he adds another 5-10 pounds over the next couple of years with some muscle so he can actually absorb some contact, because that's like the one trait that he is missing. And obviously it's a very important trait for the running back position. But the patience that you're talking about is really key, because I think that we have this idea of what Clemson is right now as a football program, based off of what they had with Trevor Lawrence. This team was just not very good the last couple years. According to PFF, they were number 56 out of 72 Power 5 teams in run blocking grades. Will Shipley was really just trying to get organized behind an offensive line that was not providing a lot of open lanes for him. So just this weird combination that kind of is like really good for fantasy purposes. Like, if he can squeeze out a couple goal line carries and catch all these passes, and he finds the right landing spot with the right quarterback, I think there is a path there. I think like upside comp right now, like more like Rachaad White, who I don't think always runs with a bunch of power. Rachaad White's a little bit bigger than Will Shipley. Kenyon Drake is another guy that was kind of caught in between things. Ty Chandler, I think, a little bit more explosive. Chase Edmonds. So this is the type of range. It's really going to depend on the landing spot. But I just thought it was interesting that he caught all these passes, but was given this kind of like downhill rushing type of style.
He had 2 awful drops against Duke, but outside of that, I thought he was extremely comfortable in the flats. Like, he would smoothly turn his head up the field as a receiver, look to make someone miss. Felt like he went down on first contact very easily. And he's also not Christian McCaffrey in his routes yet, which who is? You know, like, he doesn't sell the options or the angles as well, but maybe he's like a tier or 2 below.
But he runs them at least.
Yes, he totally runs them. And then in pass protection, he's a submarine. Like, he is going for your knees and wanting to chop you down, because there were other times when in face up situations, he would get pushed back a little bit, but he wants to fight in pass protection. Again, carving out a role and not being a tell to the defense, I think, is like the number one thing that he is going to have to prove to be more than like a number 3 on a team to then graduate to like a solid number 2 that can be out there in all scenarios. I see that with his vision. I see that in his willingness to be as a runner. We don't see that on contact. I mean, he was 54th percentile in missed tackles forced per attempt, according to PFF, 69th percentile in yards after contact per attempt. Among all these running back prospects, that is like average or below average. Yeah, I would say below average.
Yes.
But still, there's a lot to like when you're actually watching him, because someone being suggested as just a passing down player, I saw more than that.
Yeah, on the scale of passing down backs, I saw him run these option routes. There's a couple Texas routes against linebackers, a couple wheel routes out there as well. Obviously, screens and catches in the flats are there, but he actually runs like this is like earned production in the receiving game. It's not just like given to him. And he ate a ton of snaps at Clemson across all 3 years. And I think just rewinding all the way back, he was a 4-star recruit out of high school, received offers from Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State before staying in state at Clemson. So there's a little bit something to him that I can't exactly pinpoint, that I think that there's a little bit more upside than a lot of people are giving him credit for. It's going to come down to how much size and contact balance he can put on at the next level, because that was the very clear weakness to his game. But I'm leaving the light on him for him.
I am too. And let's not, again, fail to repeat that he's a incredible athlete. 4.45, 1.54, 90th percentile agilities, and as you said, great jumps too. So he is most frequently seen as a day 3 player. I think if he's a day 3 player, he's going to be a 4th round pick, because I think a lot of these teams are going to really be intrigued by his pass catching skills and also all the other positives that we've talked about too.
I went late round 3 grade, but I think that more likely he's going to go in the 4th round there. Also helps he returned kicks in college. There's just a little bit of special teams value to his game. Graduated in 3 years with a 4.0 GPA, if that does anything for you. So yeah, I think I think he's going to stay on the field. He's going to find his way onto the field. And he's not just your 32nd percentile athlete pass catching back that weighs 192 pounds. He's 206. He has a little bit more athletic ability than that. And I think that he's just like the perfect sleeper for this class.
I will say, since basically 2012, we've been searching for our next Rex Burkhead. And maybe we found him here with Will Shipley.
He reminds me of Danny Woodhead.
All right, guys, go and check out the rest of our running back profiles. We also have wide receivers, quarterbacks, all of it. So you made it to this point. Watch another. We'll see you on that one.